Yeah.
of this world. Do not become addicted to water, for you will resent it when it's gone.
Hey, what's your name?
Whatever. DVD's like 10 quid not that long ago, and this is like way better.
Yeah.
So, fuck it.
What do you offer?
What do you offer?
My name is Max.
I am the one who runs from both the living and the dead.
My world is fire.
My world is fire and blood. My world is fire and blood.
What?
My world is fire
we
and
talk?
blood.
Mad Max, get out of the way.
Mama.
Yep, okay. Mad Max.
Mama.
Holy balls.
Right, do you want to just say what it's about?
Do we need to?
I think so. I think that's the thing we should do.
A man in the post-apocalyptic world
Wait. A man reduced.
to a single instinct.
Survive.
Survive, unlike these women. Sorry, I didn't say that.
So, it's about Mad Max. It's about
It's about
the post-apocalyptic world. We don't know what happens.
It's a small community, I suppose. That's the best way to put it. Led by Immortan Joe, as they like to say.
So like
Immortan Joe, as they sort of shout a lot.
it's like a dictatorship
Yeah,
with him at the head.
he's basically the, the Nazi leader. He's the whatever you want to say,
He's just the one who like calls all the shots, like
Yeah.
the people that his family.
He basically keeps a bunch of people under control because he's got power, like to control the water that he gets out the earth.
So
doesn't he?
water is like a really important resource, along with gasoline and ammunition, and all these things are controlled by him and kind of his brothers, or like.
Well,
his,
so I think there's like other people in charge of the other ones, but
Yeah,
he kind of
yeah.
gets the biggest say, I think, because the water's probably quite important, or
Yeah.
the most important.
I think one of the other like leaders refers to him as brother, so maybe it might just be like a comrade type thing, or.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, basically, Mad Max kind of comes into contact with these
Gets taken in
people.
by them.
Yeah, he gets taken and
Basically
escapes.
from there, it's like his story is that he's trying to get out
And he crosses paths with another woman who's also trying to escape
Kind of.
with.
because of the situation. Yeah, he just meets up with Thesteron, however you want to say it.
Charlize Theron.
We don't care about that.
Yeah, so they bump into each other and work together, and that's the film.
That is literally the film.
Yep.
And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I fucking love this film. I've been looking forward to it for ages.
I was more like, not like, for me I wasn't like, oh, this is going to be incredible or anything. I was just kind of like, watch the trailers, yeah, it's cool. Looks good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, it's going to be fucking awesome.
And boy, were you wrong.
And yeah, it got there, it was just like, this is fucking good. It's like Dredd or 300, it's that kind of film where you're just like, yes.
It's so satisfying. Where I think other people have picked this up in different reviews and things, but it's an action film, and you can't get away from that.
Yeah.
But the thing with this is that everything that happens, all the action, everything has like a reason to happen. It's not just like random shit that's flying up or. Like one point, and it's the very first like action scene where he's driving in the deserts before Max is captured.
Yeah.
He's driving away from these bandits, and the car flips,
Yeah.
and that's how Max is captured. But in other films that'd be it. But just before the car flips, you see one of the bandits like sort of like in the back of one of the other cars with this like explosive, like actually throw it at the car or like at the ground, and it blows up, and that's why the car flips. And you can like see, oh, that's why it's happened, rather than it just going and then like being like, oh, it happened, it blew up, you know.
There's a lot of context, and it's done very well.
So that's the first thing I want to say,
and
that
it's
like
all
sets
done
it apart.
really real, like not necessarily, you know, it's all 100% done for real, but a lot of it is actual cars flipping, actual things blowing up, actual stunts being done, and it really does lend it a good visual. I think visually it just looks fucking awesome.
It's really satisfying seeing the bits of what I presume are real cars, just like
just generally the way it's shot. Like, it's not, you know, cutting all over the place. It's not like complete shaky cam. It's not loads of bullshit over the top action.
Yes.
For the fucking sake of it. It's actually just because this is happening. It's going to be shot and it's going to be clear, and it works really well. Like that opening shot is basically you see them in the distance. And you just hear like there's just like dust everywhere. And like you literally just watch that one shot almost, and then he just comes in and it's like.
So essentially, you know, like a really sort of clear and crisp way of shooting an action film where it's not confusing or nauseating. It's just straightforward and, you know, really kind of satisfying to watch.
And I just say the world, like that kind of leads on to the world.
Yes.
The world it's set in is just so, like, all the little details in it are fucking crazy, like absolutely crazy. But it kind of makes sense because that's the idea, that they've all gone crazy.
I think that, like, on the world, it feels believable because although it's
even
like,
though it's like crazy.
It's kind of like,
I know what you're saying.
It's like on the edge of being believable because it's so mad. But it feels lived in. It feels like there's a history here, and you know, just looking at the cars, you can see that because you know, all these cars have like weird additions, like the one with the tank tracks on it, where it's got like just the body of a car
and then
on like
a tank.
on like
tank tracks,
or like some of the other cars, like Immortan Joe's car. It's got like massive, like huge back wheels and like tiny front ones.
It's like two cars stuck on top of each other as well, I think, isn't it?
And then it's got like the engines, they all stick out the bonnet.
They've all got stupid pipes.
And like they've got these like random like additional like exhaust pipes and things, and flames come out, and it's just like, it's so like pumped and like over the top, like the world in general, because the characters kind of like match that as well, where Immortan Joe is this like larger than life.
It looks horrible, like his skin is just, you're looking at it like.
Well, like that's it. Like it's funny how you can tell there's something sick with him, and like how he runs things, and like everyone who's kind of connected with him is along with that. You know, like there's something like either wrong with them, or they just look horrible, or you know they're
deformed.
And
like bumps, and
you can explain it because of, you know, whatever ended the world caused
probably
that.
You know, you think radiation. That's what I went to. You know,
but then like you look at Charlize Theron's character, where she's kind of like, she's like obviously a very beautiful woman anyway, but like the only issue she's got is she's missing an arm, and it's like she's got like a replacement thing, which kind of looks amazing as well. It's like a steampunk type, like I don't know,
just
hand thing. Like it's, they say it looks like it's been, she's made it maybe, or someone else has made it for her, rather than it being like a prosthetic limb. It's like whatever they had available to make that, and that kind of like sums up the whole world in that, you know, it's kind of got extremes of like horrible, disgusting, you know, stuff, you know, and then it's got like Charlize Theron and like, you know, like really beautiful but kind of still scarred by the world. And that kind of like sums up the world in general, in that, you know, without giving too much away, essentially they're looking and kind of like trying to protect this like green area, you know, like the last kind of like bit of innocence or niceness in the world, maybe. Kind of like thinking about this film. Thinking about this film, like you mentioned it, it reminds me a lot, probably more so than anything else, of Dredd. Like it reminds me of 300 as well, in that it's like its own thing, it's stylized, and Dredd's along those lines as well.
I just put those, they're in that category of just like the films that do what they want.
And
they're over the top, are ridiculous, but they're fucking good for it.
And yeah, they know what they're doing as well. They're done in a competent way.
Yeah.
With the director actually gives a shit.
And it's not Transformers level of just dumb action.
Schlock.
Yeah.
So
I really like the characters, I have to say as well.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, it reminds me
Going along with the world, the characters.
It reminds me of Dredd because Max reminds me of Dredd in that, like, he doesn't
really say.
He does a lot, but he doesn't contribute to kind of the story. He's kind of like just caught up in the events.
He just happens to be there. He doesn't really. He's like Raikkonen. He just happens to be there. He doesn't really want to be there.
Yeah. He does a good job while he's there.
And he's
but
happy to
ultimately
take advantage and get out of situations and whatnot.
Yeah, and like he doesn't push the story along particularly. He's more reactionary.
Yeah.
He kind of reacts to things that happen. The main character is really Furiosa. Yeah. Basically, and it's kind of her story, but you couldn't be told about Max in the same way that in Dredd, Judge Dredd isn't the main character necessarily. It's his like sidekick rookie.
Yeah, it's her learning about the world, isn't it?
Yeah,
and he's just there, and he's been doing it.
He's kind of like framing it. And in both those situations,
it makes him a badass. It makes them both badasses. Really.
Well, in both those situations, like Dredd and Max, they're both like disillusioned with the world. They're both kind of given up and accept it for what it is. Whereas the other people, so like Judge Anderson and Furiosa both sort of want something better or believe in something better.
I think they can do something about it.
Yeah, and they try as well. They're not just sort of talk. They try to influence things. But they couldn't do it without Dredd or Max. I really like that as well because it keeps it simple, but it's a satisfying payoff as well. They do pay it off in the end. Yeah. Because then it kind of leaves it open that Max isn't too tied to this film alone, and they have to have more films that like direct sequels to this. They can just have another story completely.
Yeah, that's good.
It's kind of he remains blank enough that it's not committed to anything other than just him being hopeless, and kind of just wanting to find a good cause and belief in the world. Fuck you.
How flat is the tire? Jesus.
I want to say as well that I really like Immortan Joe's voice.
No, I agree.
His voice is so fucking epic.
I want them back.
It is just.
They're my property.
Basically, it's shouting, isn't it?
No, but it's like such a good quality to the voice. It's not just shouting. It's like, I don't know how he does it. It's like an old Bane.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
And I love that.
No, it's good.
Yeah, there are so many good things about the film. The way it looks, the world, the characters, the story.
He utters my favourite line of the whole film, though.
Who?
Immortan Joe.
What's he say?
The one where he's like, "You will ride immortal, shiny and chrome."
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. So that reminds me. That brings me to another aspect.
The religion.
So that kind of ties into the world really, in that like it feels. Oh my god.
Oh.
What about that one? What about the one down there?
Yeah, we'll go for that one actually. There's another one, it's okay.
There is no hope.
Yeah, the V8, worshipping the V8 or whatever, they don't like lay it out as this is what the religion is, but clearly they all worship cars or engines or Immortan Joe or...
So yeah, there's obviously a big emphasis in this film on like cars and gasoline and like that's partly what destroyed the world, but all the men...
That's what keeps them going as well.
Men, yeah, they haven't learned their lesson, kind of, they're just still continuing the sins from what happened in the past. And yeah, there's this whole religion based on...
Witness.
So good.
Yeah, this entire religion based on cars and like going to Valhalla.
Yeah, cool.
This is great.
I will carry you to the gates of Valhalla.
Valhalla.
I don't know. I looked it up. I think it's Valhalla.
Isn't it that? No, isn't it like the
I don't know.
the Norse god, or whatever?
It's. I looked it up. It was like people in old times.
Valhalla. VAL.
It's basically where warring people go.
Yeah. It's like the Vikings used to believe in it, or something. Whatever. It's where Thor is from. So okay, just as a okay, so I want to just briefly talk about the soundtrack. I don't know, maybe you want to say something first on that. Or you like it?
I like it a lot. Just
that's contribution. I like it a lot.
I know. It's so like in your face.
Yes.
And that's what it needed to be. It's just like, dun dun. That's basically like, you know.
Yeah.
That's all you need, and then you're like, yeah, fucking good.
It matches the action.
The one track I really like is the one where they've just gotten out the other side of the creek, I guess.
Right. What? So.
You know, like where they've blown it up, and then the monster trucks come over, and all the bikes are after them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's where that track's from.
Right.
And it's just really good in there, like kind of. It just sounds right, you know. Like that moment, they're not saying anything; they're just doing stuff, and it's like quite a sort of. I suppose it's quite heroic, in some senses. That soundtrack a bit.
Yeah. So I mean, this film, like there are periods
because you know they've just done what they needed to do. They've trapped everyone back there,
and they're getting away.
They're succeeding. It's all good.
Yeah.
At that point.
Well, I was going to say there are points where there is no one talking. They're just acting.
It's great.
Acting. They're just like doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
I don't say acting, but you know what I mean. They're just doing stuff. There's no need for dialogue. There's no need to be like expositional and say, oh, so and so is actually after us. We can just see what's happening. Yeah. There's no need to like overly explain stuff.
That's good.
I think just on the soundtrack, I liked it a lot because it reminded me of.
It's like Dark Knight.
Well, I was gonna say it reminds me of like Battlestar Galactica in the use of drums. There's a lot of use of drums in this, and it builds. It builds to the action basically. Like it makes the action kind of more.
Yeah, adds
amped.
to it.
Yeah, it's just like it's like and you're like, oh, it kind of like gets you going. Yeah, like it sort of like matches your heartbeat, kind of gets you, which kind of like that always happened in Battlestar Galactica with the battles and whatever, or if there was like a scene. They kind of explain the drums as well by having an entire like rig of like 10 people going.
It's just the drummer and the guitarist.
Yeah, there's a guitarist in the front on like bungee ropes, like going.
He's like clearly like blind or something. I don't even know what's going on up there.
He's got a guitar flamethrower.
Yeah, the designs actually they remind me of like Silent Hill.
Yeah, that did.
There's a lot of that kind of like horrible, like constricting, horrible skin, weird deformity is going on.
Something's wrong with them.
That's really like nightmarish, I suppose, in many respects.
Yeah.
Like back at the Citadel or whatever.
There's
all those guys that are like standing around and they're like covered in like they've got like leather.
They've got like huge like
on.
mask things.
They're all like
white, executioners.
Yeah. And they've got like weird boomerang things that.
Yeah.
They're not silent sense or whatever, but they're look somewhat like it.
Well, briefly, I just want to say as well, I really enjoy the design of like the Citadel.
Yeah.
I thought just in general, it's like a really believable, but also crazy kind of setup where it's kind of a Morton Joe's like headquarters.
Yeah.
Do you want to just briefly compare it to any other action films you've seen, or like?
Well,
ever, maybe?
The most recent one we've seen, obviously, is... I'm just going to pause it and then start again. Just so.
Yeah. So
I want to see it again. I've seen it 3 times. I want to see it again.
Oh, I want to see it again. The biggest crime Avengers committed... Yeah, why not? The biggest crime Avengers committed was just boring. Where this is like the complete opposite. It's like the action is so good. And like they directed this old guy who directed Happy Feet.
I know, I can't believe he fucking did that.
Like, what a contrast.
Someone made a joke about it and I thought, no fucking way did he? And I went on IMDb and I'm like, holy fuck. He directed Happy Feet.
Yeah, but that just shows what a versatile director he is.
Like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
From this, you just get the impression he knows exactly what he's doing, exactly what he
Why didn't they
wants.
Why didn't they let him do this sooner?
No, I think he wanted to do it like in the mid 2000s, but like.
So everyone was saying that
budget.
It's been like 20 years he's been trying to make this film or something.
Thank God he made it. Make more.
Please.
Now. Make Dread.
Please make Dread and please make more of this.
That'd be great.
Like, it's just. I want more films like it.
Yes. I think this is one of my favourite films of the year, along with Birdman and Whiplash. They're all kind of completely different.
Yeah.
This is the best action film I've seen in ages.
Ages, yeah.
Like, this and Dread are probably the best action films that have come out since I've been alive. And this is the best one since 2012, like when Dread came out.
Yeah.
Maybe actually The Matrix, Dread, and this.
Yeah, Matrix out there. Yeah.
Like, those three are probably the best since I've been alive. And that's it. Which kind of sucks, but it also kind of shows the quality of those three films. This one is so good considering the rest out there is just fucking shit compared to it. Avengers can go fucking suck it.
Oh my god.
Like, I mean, partly, this wasn't overly violent though either, was it? It wasn't like...
There's only like one or two bits where people are actually
like blown
getting
up.
blown up.
Or like, yeah, like ridiculously, we're like, oh.
Obviously people are like potentially dying a lot, but you don't see anything bad.
Yeah, it's more like implied. And like, I was surprised that in some ways, you know, like how recently we've been like, well, you know, some films aren't worth seeing because you know there's not going to be that. Oh god!
He did so well to not. Oh my god, he did so well to not do it,
and then does it. Then it goes in the back. Oh well, whatever.
Ignoring that.
So, yeah, there wasn't that much violence, and it was still really entertaining, which again just kind of shows the way that George Miller presents his action. And
you don't need that to be for it to be like awesome.
Yeah, just to be like really entertaining and kind of just getting the payoffs that you want from the action that's going on. It's not confusing. It's not like there's a shaky cam and stuff. It's just clean, clear. There's like action and then reaction.
Yeah.
Something happens which causes an explosion. You're like, oh, well, I made that connection. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's great. I just really like how it's just all so gritty and there's so much like, just.
Yeah.
Literally, you're just like, they're always just on the edge of like losing out.
I think, yeah. So you really get a feeling.
Such a struggle.
You get a feel for that, don't you?
Heavy and like the big rig they're on just feels like massive.
Well, it's because it was real and you like they were actually doing it rather than being like CGI where it all looks light and like, oh, I can do anything, it can fly, it can,
and they'd be like not got much ammo left at certain points and like
they have to be like conservative with, you know, how much they're going to shoot and stuff.
It's just really good, really satisfying.
If I had one minor complaint, and this is kind of like looking at it with a jeweler's eye on, so like
What complaint do you have?
Well, like, it was that it was filmed, or maybe it had 3D put on at the end, and like there's this one like shot essentially where like it kind of tries to take advantage of that.
There's only one shot in the whole thing,
which I'm kind of glad. I'm glad that it
which
does.
Which is weird, but
well, I'm glad it only does that once. But because
and
it does it once,
looked CG as well. So
yeah, it didn't look good basically. Just like where one of the steering wheels like flies at the screen, and I'm just like,
It was a bit weird, but it's one shot right near the end, so it doesn't.
Yeah, by that point, I'm
all
already
the
sold.
rest of it though, like it looked basically 2D. All of it.
Yeah. I'm already sold by that point. By that point in the film, I'm like, yep, you've got me. So it's fine.
Yeah, you can mess up at the end like that with that tiny little thing.
But yeah, that's so small that like I only remembered it after seeing it again.
Yeah.
And like I'll probably forget about it again in a couple of days because it's just such a good film that it doesn't matter.
Let's go see it again.
Yeah, basically just go and see it. It's just such a good film. I want like loads of people to go and see it and for it to make billions.
That's the thing. I kind of feel like go see it as many times as possible so that it gets more money.
Yeah, because I just want it to like I want them to make more with this, and like hopefully this will like get other.
It'll inspire other things, but then you say that like Matrix, you know, even their own sequels fucked up, didn't they?
Yeah, but then we're talking about the Wachowski brother and sister. Siblings.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say they're good. They're like M. Night Shyamalan, where one lucky hit and the rest is just shit.
Yeah. But then, you know...
George Miller, like Happy Feet was apparently a good film. for
Yeah,
what
I've
it was.
never seen it. But
No, never right, but like I think my nan saw it. And she
I wonder if it's just Fury Road told with penguins in a really like soft and subtle way. You know, that there's a main character and he gets like taken by another group of penguins and he has to try and get back to his own penguins. And
there's one like mega penguin who's
yeah, I wonder if it's just like
who has like a jaw.
that's what I imagine it is.
Who's got breeder penguins?
And they're all like crazy penguins. They all got their own religion.
I'd see it if that was the case. I would definitely watch it. Just gonna.
I really like how. I thought that was one I knew. I like Tom Hardy's sort of. Well, I mean, like, he doesn't say much, but I like how he did that. What he did is
Yes.
that kind of like very like yes, yeah. And then like the intro speech is really cool.
His intro speech kind of sums up everything he needs to say, though.
Yeah.
It like beyond that, he's just acting out what he's already said, that he doesn't have faith in anything, and he's looking for something righteous, maybe, but you know, in reality, he's haunted and scarred by past events. That's kind of it. Like, what more does he need to say? I've seen people saying that they're, you know, maybe a little bit frustrated that he has kind of like such a small part, if that kind of makes sense, because he's not the main focus. He doesn't speak much.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, he's acting. He's doing what the character is. You know, he's being true to that.
He's like he gets across his character in other ways though.
Yeah, like that's it. Like I think that's a really big thing actually. Now you mention it, is that characters in this don't talk to explain what's going on. Like you find out about the characters by what they do.
Yeah.
You know, so you know there was no need to know what Furiosa was doing with those women before we saw that she had the women with her and she'd like diverted and had like
yeah, we didn't
betrayed.
need to see the whole. You know, I imagine in a shit film it would have been like, oh, you know, we see him treating the women badly.
Yeah.
And it says they're my property or whatever.
Yeah,
and
there's all
like,
that stuff.
You know, there'd be a whole little introduction with that, and then it'd be like she'd come along and try and save them, and there'd be all this like.
She'd be a conspiracy thing where she tells someone, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to take them away."
And then we
Don't
would
tell
have,
anyone.
and then we would have known what was going on straight away,
Yeah.
so that we're not like, you know, because like Hollywood think we're all dumb.
Well,
And then,
I
you
think
know.
certain states are.
So
Genuinely.
instead, it's like we just see her turn off the path, and you're like, oh shit.
She's disobeying them.
And then, you know, even they don't know at the start, and that's good because you don't know. But it makes you,
you're with them,
you're in their situation.
in their shoes, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah. Like Max is like haunted throughout as well by his like the ghosts of not just like his daughter,
yeah.
but like other people as well. Sometimes like appear to him, and it's kind of like that's
The people he couldn't save is the way you basically understand it to be, isn't it?
yeah, like and it kind of like also that motivates him, you know, to kind of work to so it doesn't happen again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no need to like have a like a backstory like prologue where it's like, oh, this is what happened before. You know from like one line almost, and then kind of just
Yeah.
flashbacks that he has.
You just see his daughter, basically. That's it. Like,
Yeah,
getting
like-
run over. That's about it. That's all you really need.
Well, like even that's kind of like it happens in a split second, so you're not quite sure what happened. But then like this girl will appear throughout the film
Yeah.
and kind of speak to him, and then he'll sort of like shake, and it's you know delusion or hallucination or something, and yeah, and it affects him but motivates him. It's great. Like everyone's got their reason to do something. Everyone has a motivation. No one's kind of just like a spare part in this. You know, so that's the biggest problem with a lot of like action films. They don't know how to like deal with a lot of their characters. And I think that's the main thing that happened in Avengers as well, where
What were they there for?
like yeah, there's some things which just you know there wasn't enough reason or not believable or you know whatever it was. It didn't kind of like make sense to a satisfying degree for me.
Basically,
And it was boring.
go and see this film,
Yeah, I mean just do yourself a favour. I mean,
please.
like, do everyone a favour.
See it again. And then
See it again, then see it 3 more times, and then see it
And then
again.
buy tickets for it. But
And
not
just
actually
keep buying tickets for it. You don't have to see it beyond that, but just keep buying tickets. Preferably every day, every other day maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great.
I want to remember Immortan's speech from the beginning.
It is by my hand you will rise
From the ashes
from the ashes
of this world. Yeah.
of this world. Do not become addicted to water, for your resented one is gone.
Or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Where is she taking them? Splendid. They're my property.
So good. My Imperator. Furiosa.
Once again, I salute my Imperator, Furiosa, and my war boys.
It's such a good, like... There's that moment, isn't there, right in that first chase where the guy gets, like, the arrow through his head.
I was just thinking that. He's like... And
Witness!
They're like, witness!
Witness!
And he just, like, kills
He
himself.
just goes, like...
He's got, like...
My king!
It's so good.
He's got...
You're just, like, it's just sitting there, like...
And then, like, the explosion's, like, massive as well.
Oh, the one at the end. Well, the one near the end
With the
is, like... Massive.
gasoline, like, tank.
Yeah, it's the other big tanker, isn't
It's,
it?
like, on fire.
And it's literally, like... yeah, it's, like, multiple, like... And it just goes... Between that and the... They unhitched the
Oh, yeah.
the fuel at one point, don't they? And that explodes.
Or the other fuel.
Yeah. And that explodes. That's pretty big. That's like a mushroom cloud one.
But then, like, that's when the monster truck, like, drives through it and then does a jump.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool jump as well, actually.
That's a massive jump.
And the bit where he runs over the wife accidentally.
And he just goes...
And he literally goes, shit! Yeah, that's so good.
That's great. But he does that.
And I like that he just, like... He's driving it, which is cool anyway. But then, yeah...
Because he, like, zooms in on him, he's like... where like it zooms in on key moments that kind of overemphasize everything. Where like his gear shift, where he's like, and like right, okay, now he's fucking going for it. Or like his foot going, like stamping on like the accelerator.
I like how they all have like the lock-in accelerator as well.
Yeah.
They just go like that, and
so they can like
full throttle,
like
and they just like get out.
So they can like yeah.
Because there's
shoot out the
nothing in
window.
this world, is there? It's just like stuff. So he was like, yeah,
Desert.
cool, just drive. It doesn't matter
Desert,
where we go.
Yeah, whatever.
Just go.
Their bikes as well. The bikes out like look wicked, where like it's like elongated.
Oh yeah, they're like
Well,
I suppose they're sand specialised or something.
Oh,
I
they're
guess,
great though.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like I've never seen them before. I obviously haven't lived. Nonetheless, like there's just so much good stuff in this film. Like I remember the first time we saw it. There's such a contrast when it's daytime. Everything's golden. Obviously, it's a desert, and you know everything's kind of like oversaturated.
Visually, it's like nice to look at.
And then at night time, it's like complete. It's like a negative of a
Yeah.
photograph, where it's like the complete opposite, where it's like everything's like dark now, and like you know you see the characters in a completely different light, literally.
Yeah.
And
There's that.
then
I love
it
that
flips
bit
again
as
though.
well,
Then
where,
it flips again, and it's like it's a shock.
Yeah. I like. Well, there's some shots were just visually awesome. Like when
Most
after
shots were visually awesome.
after the storm, when Max is just like.
Oh.
It just looks awesome because you're like, what the fuck is that really? And then he's just like slow, just like.
Yeah, what was that like sandstorm? There's like
It's,
tornadoes in it.
Huge.
It covers the world.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I told you, I was like, the sky is like come down and met the earth.
It's huge. But yeah, that shot when he's getting up's pretty cool. And then there's like the shot when she's like, basically when like she's found out the green area doesn't exist.
Oh yeah. Oh, spoilers. This next bit, like after
This is just like
spoiler stuff, maybe.
this is just us rambling now.
As always. Of course. Of course. Yeah, no, I like that as well. Like the way it kind of like she's center, and then like it's just like a nice kind of like
It's just
picturesque desert.
really windy.
Yeah, you see like the waves of sand almost, and then it came to another shot, and she's just like, no.
Yeah. There is no hope.
Yeah. But then he's the one who kind of like turns it around at the end, where he's like, actually, if you guys actually want to believe in this,
I like that.
You need
He's
to go back.
literally just like, this is what you do.
well, like that's probably the most proactive he is in the film.
He's like-
going that way will like lead you nowhere.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah, there's. He kind of. It's probably he sort of gets told it, I suppose, by like his craziness, his crazy self.
So yeah,
Because he sort of says this, like the little voice is like, this way, Max.
yeah,
Over here, Max. Let's go.
yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think of
And
that.
he's like, oh shit, and like it kind of all comes into place for him.
But again, like that's what we said about his past is what motivates him to kind of like you know, maybe that's the guiding force for him.
What a plan, though.
It's kind of obvious when you think about it, but
Yeah.
like until
Smash through the middle of them.
it's like kind of like presented, it's like, well, yeah, actually, yes, yeah.
Go back.
Wouldn't have thought, because
Trap him again. Take the Citadel and just. Fucking good.
Oh, so good. Well, I can't think of anything else that's coming out that's going to
I'm
be good this
excited
year.
about it. Yeah, like this is oddly made me more like, oh fuck, everything's gonna be shit now.
Like maybe James Bond towards the end of the year.
Makes me think Star Wars. I'm like, it's not gonna
That's
it's
not
not
gonna
gonna
live
be
up.
anything
Yeah.
comparatively, is it?
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
gonna be a
Like,
load of bullshit characters.
like everything's gonna be CGI again, probably.
Yeah, I'll just feel like,
Like compared to this,
it'll be really boring. It will be boring compared to this.
yeah, like that's the thing. It's almost like a curse that this is so good. Like James Bond will be different, and I think that'll be good in different ways. But I am still not looking forward to it in any way as much as I was for this.
Yeah.
Oh god.